want to show you something that changed how I think about wealth forever. It's a simple calculation that most people never perform, and the result explains why some people escape poverty while others remain trapped regardless of income. Take your annual savings and divide it by 365. That number represents what you're paying yourself each day. For most Americans, that number is somewhere between $0 and $20. Many people, including high earners, land at zero or negative. Now take the wealthiest person you personally know, not a celebrity, someone you've actually met. Calculate their daily savings rate during their building years. The number is probably somewhere between $100 and $500 per day. The gap between these two numbers explains almost everything about financial outcomes. Not intelligence, not luck, not connections. The daily deposit into your future self's account determines where you land. Here's what makes this powerful. The daily frame changes the psychology completely. Saving $36,500 per year sounds impossible for most people. Saving $100 per day sounds difficult but achievable. They're the same number, but one feels within reach while the other feels absurd. This video is about rebuilding your financial life around daily actions, not monthly budgets that get abandoned, not annual goals that fade by February. Daily systems that compound whether you're motivated or not, whether life is easy or hard, whether the economy cooperates or struggles. By the end of this video, you'll have a specific daily protocol that makes staying poor genuinely difficult, not because of willpower or discipline, but because the system itself produces results automatically. Let me show you exactly how this works step by step. The foundation of daily wealth building rests on something I call the Morning Money Minute. 60 seconds observing your 3 key numbers. This activates financial awareness for the day ahead. Your wealth capture transfer happens automatically, but your morning observation reinforces the habit and its importance. You see the number growing incrementally each day. Throughout the day, your morning awareness influences decisions, the lunch choice, the impulse temptation, the upgrade offer. Each decision connects to the numbers you observed that morning. Your 15 minutes of learning happens at whatever time you've designated. The consistency matters more than the specific timing. The knowledge accumulates regardless of any single day's lesson. Your evening includes the sunset spending review. 2 minutes examining daily transactions and noticing patterns. This closes the loop on daily spending and informs future choices. Finally, your tomorrow optimization plans the next day's financial behavior. 3 minutes of specific planning that makes tomorrow's success more likely. Total daily time investment, approximately 23 minutes. Total annual time investment, about 140 hours. The return on this time investment exceeds any other use of 140 hours annually. Now let me address why this daily approach succeeds where other financial strategies fail. Monthly budgeting fails because the feedback loop is too long. You make decisions throughout the month, then review results once at the end. By then, you've forgotten why you made most decisions. The connection between behavior and outcome gets lost. The budget becomes a scorecard of failure rather than a tool for improvement. Annual financial planning fails because life changes faster than annual cycles. The goals set in January become irrelevant by March. The motivation present during planning dissipates within weeks. The plan sits in a drawer while daily life proceeds without reference to the plan. Daily habits succeed because they create tight feedback loops and compound consistently. Each day connects to the day before and the day after. The system self-corrects because you're observing and adjusting continuously rather than waiting for monthly or annual reviews. Daily habits also survive disruption better than periodic planning. When something interrupts your monthly budget review, you might not review for 2 or 3 months. When something interrupts a daily habit, you miss one day and resume the next. The system proves resilient because no single day carries excessive importance. The psychological sustainability of daily habits exceeds any other approach. They become automatic through repetition. They feel normal rather than effortful. They persist through motivation fluctuations because they've been wired into your daily routine. Let me give you the implementation sequence for adopting these habits without overwhelming yourself. Week 1, implement only the Morning Money Minute. 60 seconds each morning looking at your 3 numbers. Don't add anything else. Just establish this single habit until it feels automatic. Week 2, add the daily wealth capture transfer. Set up automatic daily transfers of whatever amount feels painless. Continue the Morning Money Minute. Week 3, add the Sunset Spending Review. 2 minutes each evening examining daily transactions. Continue the previous habits. Week 4, add the 15-minute learning block. Identify a consistent time and protect it. Continue all previous habits. Week 5, add the Tomorrow Optimization. 3 minutes of evening planning. All 5 habits now operate together. This staggered implementation prevents the common failure mode of trying to change everything simultaneously. Each habit gets time to establish before the next one gets added. By week 5, you have a complete daily wealth-building system that required minimal willpower to construct. Some people will want to accelerate this timeline. That usually leads to abandoning everything by week 3. The slow build proves faster in the long run because habits that stick beat habits that fail. Let me now show you the math of what these daily habits produce over various time frames. Assume you start with a modest daily capture of $15. That's $5,475 in the first year. At a 7% average return, that grows to approximately $5,850 by the end of year 1. By year 5, you've captured $27,375, and it's grown to approximately $34,000 with investment returns helping. By year 10, you've captured $54,750, and it's grown to approximately $82,000. By year 20, you've captured $109,500, and it's grown to approximately $240,000. Now assume your daily capture increases as your income grows. Starting at $15 and increasing by $5 annually, you'd be capturing $50 daily by year 8. The 20-year accumulation under this scenario exceeds $400,000. These numbers assume nothing exceptional happens. No inheritance, no lottery win, no startup exit. Just consistent daily capture and reasonable market returns. The mundane daily habit produces extraordinary long-term results. The learning habit compounds separately but equally powerfully. 15 minutes daily across 20 years represents over 1,800 hours of skill development. That's roughly equivalent to a full year of additional education spread across your working life. The income impact of this accumulated learning could easily double the financial numbers above. The spending awareness from daily review saves money that also compounds. If the Sunset Review and Tomorrow Optimization prevent just $10 of reactive spending daily, that's another $3,650 annually that can flow into wealth capture. Over 20 years, that prevented spending alone could account for over $150,000 in additional wealth. Add these streams together, and the daily habit system can realistically produce $500,000 to $1 million in wealth over a 20-year period for someone starting with average income. The daily frame makes this achievable because each day's contribution feels manageable even when the 20-year total seems impossible. There's a deeper transformation that happens beyond just the numbers. People who implement daily financial habits develop an identity as someone who builds wealth. This identity shift matters more than any specific tactic because identity drives behavior automatically. When someone identifies as a wealth builder, spending decisions become easier. The question isn't, can I afford this, but does this align with who I am? The wealth builder identity makes frugality feel natural rather than restrictive. It makes investing feel exciting rather than deferred gratification. It makes financial progress feel inevitable rather than hopeful. This identity formation happens through daily action. Each Morning Money Minute reinforces the identity. Each wealth capture transfer confirms it. Each Sunset Review strengthens it. Each learning session develops it. Each Tomorrow Optimization expresses it. After 100 days of these habits, you're no longer someone trying to build wealth. You're someone who builds wealth. The distinction seems subtle, but proves transformational. People with wealth builder identity don't need motivation to continue. They don't struggle with consistency. They don't abandon habits when life gets difficult. The habits express who they are rather than what they're attempting. The identity carries the behavior automatically. Let me leave you with a perspective on why this moment right now in 2026 represents an unusual opportunity for daily wealth building. Technology has removed nearly all friction from the daily habits I've described. Automatic transfers happen instantly and freely.
Banking apps show balances in seconds. Learning resources are abundant and often free.
Calendar apps can remind and prompt without effort. 20 years ago, implementing these daily habits would have required manual bank visits, paper tracking, library trips, and physical planners. The friction would have made daily consistency genuinely difficult. Today, the only friction is psychological. The habits themselves take less than half an hour combined. The mechanical execution requires almost no effort. The barrier is purely whether you decide to do it. This technological leverage makes the daily approach more powerful than it's ever been. Someone implementing these habits in 2026 has advantages that previous generations couldn't access. The compound returns remain the same, but the ease of capturing them has increased dramatically. The other factor making this moment unique is economic uncertainty. Inflation concerns, market volatility, job market shifts, artificial intelligence disruption. The future feels less predictable than past decades. Daily habits provide resilience against uncertainty in ways that point-in-time planning cannot. Someone with strong daily wealth-building habits adapts to changing circumstances automatically. Their system continues producing results regardless of what happens in markets, politics, or technology. Monthly budgets become obsolete when circumstances change. Annual plans become irrelevant when assumptions prove wrong. Daily habits persist because they respond to current reality rather than projecting future certainty. The person who builds wealth daily in 2026 will navigate whatever 2027 through 2046 bring with accumulated resources and ingrained habits. Their daily system produces results independent of external conditions. Here's what I want you to do right now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't plan to start Monday. Take one action in the next 60 seconds that commits you to beginning. Set an alarm for tomorrow morning labeled Money Minute. That's it. One alarm. That single action creates accountability for starting the first habit tomorrow. The alarm costs nothing, it requires no information, it takes 10 seconds, but setting it creates commitment. Tomorrow morning when the alarm sounds, you'll remember this video and the system it described. You'll perform your first Money Minute. The cascade will begin. Most people watching this video will do nothing. They'll find the ideas interesting, maybe even compelling, and then continue with existing patterns. A year from now, they'll be in roughly the same financial position. A small percentage will set the alarm. They'll start the Money Minute tomorrow, they'll add habits over the following weeks. A year from now, they'll have accumulated thousands of dollars and developed identity as wealth builders. 5 years from now, the gap between them and the people who did nothing will be enormous. The daily habits I've described are not complicated. They're not secret. They're not exclusive to people with special advantages. They're available to anyone willing to spend 23 minutes daily on their financial future. The only question is whether you'll be in the group that implements or the group that intends to implement someday. Someday is a trap. Someday never arrives. The people who build wealth take action today. Specifically today, and then again tomorrow, and then again the day after. 23 minutes daily, 5 simple habits, compound results that make staying poor genuinely difficult. The system is now in your hands. What happens next is entirely up to you.